video started to say this week off. No, this week is ending. What the fuck I mean we gonna start this week off? Shut the fuck up, Twist. Okay, we're gonna end this week off strong. That's what the fuck I meant. What's good? It's your guys, Queen Jones, aka Killer Queen T, aka Blackout T, aka please don't sit over here. Go get a check from over there. Go back over here. Y'all like, whoa, bitch. Shut up. Chapter 14. Every Wednesday morning, the Gray Lions charged Cannon Creek, 1985. Charged the gates of the old slave market in Charleston. With mesh sacks and shopping carts, they choose the dusty aisles for vendors selling everything from aioli sausages to Senegal bagel bracelets. It had been a while since Bonnie and Thora had joined the Gray Lions for one of their shopping trips. They usually shopped at the Big Buy in town. Today, dark purple plums and multicolored peppers lured them onto the trip with the rest of the group of mostly women, mostly over 60. The white trash bus jolted at the slightly bump in the road. A few grandkids of the Gray Lions sat in the back, their arms stretched over their heads, shouting, "Woo!" each time they hit a bump. I wish someone would shut them damn kids up, Thora mumbled. Bonnie's eyes skimmed the road. I-85 was lined with billboards advertising everything from fried potato pies to fireworks. Fields of peaches spread out for miles. That guy still on your mind? Asked Thora. That Augustine? Hate to drag all this nonsense out again. Thora opened a Ziploc bag of shelled walnuts. Okay, so the girl Augustine called her and asked her if she knew anything about her mama. She said no. Then the girl called her again and asked if she come down and visit her to talk about her mama. And she said she didn't know anything. But then the husband called and asked and begged her to talk to his wife to tell her anything. And she said she would. I know y'all like tweets. When was the last time we talked about this? I know. It's been a minute. I almost forgot what the fuck popped off. Because if you remember, a lot of shit has popped off since then. Like, we went on an extensive breakdown of the system. We went on an extensive breakdown of what they was doing. We went on the husband. He having an affair. We didn't keep him out the crib. Y'all know y'all like tweets. What the fuck happened to him? I can't tell you. I didn't write the book. I'm not the writer. All I know is this is what the fuck we on right now. We talking about we going back to the current. Thora opened a Ziploc bag of shelled walnuts. I'm afraid I already dragged out. She threw a few kernels into her mouth. Thora could sense that Bonnie would go no farther with this conversation, so she changed the subject. "You never did tell me," she said. "When Tally came and fixed my flat tire that evening, what in the world was he doing at the house, all dressed up?" "Me, he ain't say." The man just babbled on about Columbus and the history of the New World. Bonnie smiled. "He come to see you, dear." "Why?" "You know he got a small thing for you. Had it for the last few years. I think it's right cute that he finally got the nerve to come by for a visit." "Cute, huh? And what were you supposed to do when he came by?" Bonnie knew how Thora would react, but she said it anyway. "He wanted to sit with you, maybe take you out." "Tally been for it." "Yes, honey. And me," Thora sucked her teeth. "I told you I ain't interested in no Tally been for it." "You a lie," Bonnie laughed. "Tally don't even come to my mind." "Lord, child, little girl, you sound like a child." Bonnie suddenly regretted her flippant statement. The fact that Thora turned from Tally had less to do with lack of attraction and more to do with ghosts that often came between women and men after a certain age. Bonnie understood this better than most. She hadn't looked at a man since Nas left, and that was almost 30 years ago. Just like Thora, she recognized that it was easier to stay alone, or in company of women friends who could only sympathize with varicose veins and hot flashes. "Tell me something," Bonnie started. "Yes, and I mean tell me the Lord's honest truth." Bonnie went on. Just go on and ask your damn question. How do you really feel about that man? I don't need to be talking about no Tally Benford. Come on now. Thora paused while she actually pondering the question. Did I mention the horse came to me again last night? You avoided me, Thora Dean. This time he was sitting at the foot of my bed. Had his head in his hand like he was fretting over something. I say, what is it, honey? He announced it first. Then he looked up and said, got to finish my work. And so do you, darling. He got up from the bed, Thora said thoughtfully. And before he left, he said, see you when the sun go down. And that was it. All that's fine and mighty deep, but I'm still waiting on your answer. Thora dropped a bag of walnuts in her purse. She looked up, then grimaced as she had just swallowed a spoonful of cod liver oil. Lord, Bonnie groaned, why is the thought of wanting a man so rueful at our age? Because we got to change, Thora answered. Got to keep our nails done and our hair straightened. But you always done that, honey. Always kept yourself together, whether someone's looking or not. Besides, Tally thinks you're beautiful. And you ain't got to do nothing but talk to the man. Goodness gracious, Thora said with disgust. That mean I got to say something nice. Just be yourself, Bonnie said. Besides, Tally probably died from shock if something nice ever come out your mouth. Thora fell silent for a moment. Bonnie could see her good friend thinking, planning. Man, it's too much work. Too much worrying, she decided. Don't need none of that cluttering things up. You just scared. Thora did a double take in Bonnie. Like, what? Who's supposed? You got one hell of a nerve. Ain't no man knocking on my door. I'm talking about Augustine. You running from that girl like she got the plague. Thora had definitely relinquished the hot seat. We ain't talking about me. We talking about you, Bonnie said. Punk, Thora charged. Little yellow coward. Thora let out a deep sigh and laid her head on Bonnie's shoulder. We both punks, she admitted. But I do know this. The man upstairs, sometimes he sends us things. Things we ain't expecting. Things that make us grow and think, even at our age. And damn it to hell, she said. Maybe that's why Tally been sniffing around me. Maybe he's here for a reason. Yes, dear. And by the same token, Thora said, sliding her ass, maybe Lucinda's child come to you for a reason, too. Maybe, Bonnie replied. Though clearly, Bonnie wasn't ready to face the possibility or to face Lucinda's child. She was relieved when the bus turned on East Bay Street. But Thora, being Thora, refused to let the subject die. This ain't just about that gal, Thora pressed. This is about your life, too. We too old to be running. This should be a time for us to sit out on the porch, eat cantaloupe, drink lemonade, and hold our heads up in the sun. Thora grabbed the back of the seat in front of her and pulled herself to stand. Think about it, honey. Like you gonna think about going out with Tally. Thora ignored Bonnie's words. I'm gonna find me some nice bath salts here. Run, rabbit, run. Something sweet and sexy, yes, Thora said silently. Some of them lavender bubbles. She knew that Thora would eventually spend an evening with Tally Benford, even though she was scared to death about it. And that's what Bonnie admired about her old friend. Thora had always faced her ghosts head on. She sometimes even talked to them, abided with them. It was the living that gave Thora Dean the biggest problems. For Bonnie, it was the past. Maybe she wasn't as strong as she always thought she was. Perhaps back in the day, Naz was right about her motives being more selfish than selfish. Lord, but she couldn't go back and cast doubt on any of her actions. Not now. It was too late. And too much time had passed for that old devil called regret. Damn, so you kicked him out and y'all didn't get back together. Damn, you didn't even get a man a chance. Okay. 30 years, okay. First of all, I don't want you to think that I got romantic feelings for you, Tally Benford. Okay. And I don't want you assuming that this so-called date that Thora said, if the world tasted like vinegar, it's gonna lead to anything else. Yes, ma'am. And Thora said, pointing one coral tip finger, the onlyest reason I'm going out with you tonight is because Bonnie gonna drive me crazy till I do. Fine, he said. Fine, she said. Now let's go in, watch this movie, then you take me back home. If that's what you say. That's just what I say. Tally got out of his car, ran around and opened the car door for Thora. He wore the same suit that he wore the first time he had tried to court her. Tally looked nervous as she stood waiting for her to touch down on the sidewalk. And Thoradine took her side. She smoothed her short wig on the nape of her neck, set her patent leather handbag on her arm, then stepped out. She never made eye contact with Tally. Her shoes pinched her toes when she walked. Thora had always been used to the discomfort of a sexy pair of shoes. But for the last few years, life stride, with only a 2-inch heel, roomy toes, and rubber soles, had become the sexiest shoe in her closet. Her red dress flounced around her calves when they walked to the ticket window. Bonnie had been impressed that Thora had actually bought a new dress for her date. But Thora claimed that she was looking to buy some new clothes to church anyway, and the dress had nothing whatsoever to do with Tally Bedford. Thora stood a few feet away from the ticket window while Tally paid. She kept her arms locked across her chest. Tally offered his hand, but Thora marched into the lobby in front of him. The buttery scent of popcorn flooded the place. Doris, menacing, the usher, pushed her heavy black glasses down on her nose at the sight of the two of them. She tore the tickets and a grin cut across her face. "Evening, Doris," Tally said. "Evening, you two," she smiled. Thora flinched. "Good movie," she said to Thora. "That there Eddie Murphy. He a real funny fella in this film." "Yes, he is," Tally said as he and Thora entered the theater. Thora stopped in her tracks. "You mean you already seen it?" "Well, yes. Then why in the world you want to see it again?" "Because you haven't. I figured it'd take 5 more years to find a movie that neither one of us ain't seen. You already had the jokes, and I'm going to be laughing, and you won't. I doubt you going to even crack a smile during this date," he said. Her eyes widened at his audacity. "Damn as hell, Tally Benford," she said. "I don't need this kind of talk from you." "Okay, I'm sorry," he said quickly. Just trying to make conversation is all." "Well, if that's going to be your conversation, then you need to hush up." All right, he said, flashing the peace sign. Damn. Thora walked cautiously into the light theater. The chairs felt cushy against her stockings as she inched into the row and sat. Though Thora had spent more than a few evenings at the Grove Playhouse alone, she had to admit that it was different sitting with a man. The chandelier ceiling and grand carved pillars usually took her breath away. But tonight she felt so nervous that she couldn't even see these things. Her elbows on the padded rest brushed Tally's and gave her a tingle. Surely this couldn't be because of Tally himself. This would probably happen with anyone of opposite sex, she reasoned. Horace had died from a heart attack almost 15 years ago, taking her completely by surprise. One minute he was working in a garden planting beefsteak tomatoes, and the next he was in a hospital. Horace never made it back home. Funny how, as a young woman, Thora had innocently flirted with men while she was married. But now widowed, she wouldn't even think today. So after all these years, she concluded that she'd still be nervous, whether it was Tally sitting beside her or the man in the moon. Hold on, y'all. "You want some candy or pop?" he asked. "No. When is the movie gonna start?" "Another 15 minutes. 15 minutes? We gotta sit here 15 minutes? Ain't nothing worse than seeing a movie after it done started," he explained. "I like to be on time." "There's a difference between being on time and showing up yesterday." "Oh, now, Thor," he chuckled. "You exaggerating, and you know it." Tally seemed unaffected by her bad attitude. "Did I tell you how pretty you look tonight?" "Yes. Smells pretty, too." "I don't need all this niceness." "What do you need, Thoradine?" "What? I want to know what you need from a man," he said gently. "What do you need from me?" "I need for you to take me home," she said, "because you ain't supposed to be talking about such things." Thora stood up. Tally pulled her back into her seat. "I'm fixing to call the law on you, Tally," she warned. "Why you scared of me?" "Scared you just might like me a little?" She looked straight ahead at the closed velvet drapes on the large stage. "I like you, Thora," he said. "You my kind of woman, and I don't want to do nothing but be next to you and call your name." That's what all you men say." Tally laughed out. "That what you think I want? To get in your stuff?" "Lord have mercy," he laughed. "I surely don't want that." "What's wrong with my stuff?" "Nothing. I mean, I ain't trying to..." "John Brown," he exclaimed. "If I say something about your stuff," he said carefully, "then you want to slap my face. And when I'm a gentleman and stay away from talking about stuff private matters, you think something wrong. For fact, your stuff look right good." She had to stop herself from smiling. "Look," he said, calming his voice, "let's just sit here and be quiet for a while. Seeing that if we don't talk, then we won't insult each other. Fine with me. Thora pulled her purse onto her lap. She glanced around as more people started to file in. She couldn't wait for the lights to dim and prayed that no one that she knew would enter. Fixing to give me some juju beans, he said, moving to the edge of his seat. Go on in. So you don't want no raisinets or lemon droppers? I know you women like them lemon droppers. I don't. And stop telling me what I like. We don't all like lemon droppers. Seems like you trying to turn me into your dead wife or something. Tally turned to face her. What did you say? Bonnie told me how you say I remind you of your wife. Tally's face dropped. Well, that's not who I am, she said. I am Thora Dean. Tally's expression had changed. The animation in his eyes had flattened, and his smile had gone wrong, sad and cold. I think I'm ready to take you home now. What? Ain't no woman worth all this. I never asked for this day, she said. Tally started up the aisle. She followed him through the movie house, past the construction stand, a gawking Doris Minute, and out to his car. She never come in the first damn place, she argued. Don't have to worry about that no more, he said. Taking me to the movie that you already seen. What kind of date is that? Tally opened her door and she jumped in. They rolled back in silence. Thora began to feel a ting of remorse. Maybe she had finally crossed the line. You think? If Tally or anyone had thrown her desperate husband at her, Thora would have had her head. She had always been a master of pushing folks' buttons. The more uncomfortable Thora felt in the situation, the harder she pressed. Perhaps that's why Horace Dean had been the love of her life. He had let her push and loved her just the same. Maybe she shouldn't have mentioned Tally's dead wife. Of course, she'll never apologize. It was easier to never go out with the man again than to have to ask for his forgiveness. She glanced at him, and his eyes were full on fire. Oddly, Thora found this attractive. For as long as she could remember, she was drawn to passion, displaced, or no. Tally clicked on the car radio, cooling the gang, saying, Jonah. Thora reached over and turned it down. Tally never even looked over. He was through with her. That was for sure. But Thora Dean had achieved her goal. In less than an hour, she had managed to scare this good man out of his ever-loving man. Damn. The front door slammed like a clap of lightning. Bonnie turned down the sound on TV. Why was Thora home so soon? She wondered. After the movie, she and Tally were supposed to go to dinner at the Golden Corral on Highway 10. Surely there wasn't even enough time to finish watching the film, let alone eat. When she saw Thora's face, not angry, but too nonchalant, Bonnie could see the disaster had struck. Thora kicked off her new shoes. Her eyes darted across the television. I was hoping I'd get home in time to see the Cosby Show. You know I can't miss that. Thora, what you cook, Bonnie? She said. I'm about to starve to death. Thora wasn't usually one to avoid confrontation. Her emotions overflowed, often to others' discomfort. Like when Horace died, Thora shouted and cried and often jumped from her chair during the Reverend's eulogy. And before they closed the casket, Thora Dean draped herself across her husband's body. But those who knew her knew that this was her way of breathing. Though you and Tally were supposed to go dinner. We didn't. Honey, what happened? Just didn't work out, that's all. Why? I'm going to eat, she said, headed for the kitchen. Bonnie found her pulling pots and pans from the refrigerator. Thora stopped long enough to take off her stockings and wind an apron over her new dress. Then she slipped on her glasses, the thick black ones that only Bonnie was meant to see. Weren't you the one who said that we wouldn't be running? Bonnie said. Saying we shouldn't be sitting on our porches. Said we should be sitting on our porches eating watermelon and holding our head high up in the sun. I said cantaloupe. We should be eating cantaloupe. Thora sliced from a small pot roast. And you ain't you ain't done a thing about that Augustine girl. So don't you say a word to me, Bonnie Wilder. Bonnie remained silent on the subject. Thora moved quickly through the kitchen. She set some candy yams in the pan, then some collard greens to warm. Why don't you just set your full plate in the microwave, Bonnie said. You know I don't like that thing, Bonnie. Give your cancer, sure enough. You remember how Delphine started using the microwave for every damn thing? Even trying to bake in it. And hell, if that cancer ain't took her to her glory. Thora set her pan over a low flame. She wiped her hands on her apron and sat across from Bonnie at the table. Look, she said plainly. It just didn't work. Sometimes don't work. Okay, Bonnie inquired. I won't mention it no more. Good. Because me and Tally start talking nicely. And if I start to like him and if we would get married, Lord, you can't even have a simple date. Just listen, she ordered. We old enough and can't waste no time pretending. Okay? It's Tally and me like each other and we get together. What's going to happen to you, Bonnie? Bonnie felt the air leave her chest. I'm serious. Bonnie was speechless, touched and speechless. That's why you been putting him down? That's why you been acting like a stone fool, maybe? Thor, she said, Lord, you always did have the biggest heart of anyone I know. Stop that talk. Me and you been friends since we was 8. Buried one husband and sent the other one on for his cheating way. Found children, lost children, buried children. I can't leave you now. I won't. Bonnie hugged her old friend from behind. Sit on down, Thor said. You know I don't go for all that messy stuff. Bonnie went to the stove and turned down the flame. She really did love Thor, did. And she suddenly felt blessed to have the woman in her life for so many years. Please don't worry about me, honey. I'm in good health. I have my house here, and I got loads of letters from folks. Ruby Paul just wrote us the other day from Hensel. Olivia drop by every once in a while. Come on now. I got loads of folks. And I'll tell you something else. If you and Tally get together, that'll just be more family for me to have. And you might be right in that. Right here in Tallahassee, I guess Thor said. Bonnie set the warm plate in front of Thor. Thor said a quick blessing and then cut her meat. You ain't got to worry about Tally and me no way, Thor said. I chased that man so far. Mercy, I said something about his dead wife. Bonnie gasped. No, you didn't. When I aim to get rid of a soul, don't take me long. Tally's different though, Bonnie said. Even with any insecurities and stupid ass remarks. Did you just curse me, Bonnie? You deserve that one. Maybe I do, Thor admitted. Oh, I know you do, Bonnie confirmed. Her voice softened when she said, but I suspect, even with all your trifling remarks, Tally be back just the same. Okay, let's see if Tally be back. Let's see. Y'all like, Squeeze, you gonna read the next chapter? No, I'm not finna read the next chapter. That would be wrong. Why would I do that? Why would I up in the sudden, all of a sudden, decide to read you 2 chapters? First of all, you know how long these chapters is. Second of all, damn it, why is this next chapter so fucking... No, that... Ooh, so why did you play me? Why did you play me, chapter? Why did you play me next chapter? Why? You had me thinking you was like mad ass long. You're not that long. You're long, but you're not as long as I thought you was. You're not long. It's too long for me to do another chapter, but it's not long enough for... No, it's long enough for me to make its own video, and it's not long enough for me to put it in this one, but it's long enough. Okay, I get the fuck I was saying. Probably looking at this like Squeeze. At the end, you was making no fucking sense. Like, what is going on? 15, 16, 17. Do we got 18? Do we got 18? Do we got 18 in this joint? We got 17? Do we got 18? Do we got 18? Because I don't know why I thought this bitch was... We got a 19, so we got an 18 somewhere up in there. So we got 20 chapters, because myself... The epilogue, that's a chapter. That's a chapter. Okay, I might have just slipped to the last, the F and did a little cheat real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, damn. Why? I know y'all like, what the fuck is happening? So, I was thinking about it. And I'm only going to do the following. I'm only going to do this next thing that I'll tell y'all about because I want to see something. Because YouTube is a music platform, right? So, no. I'm not trying to be a rapper. I don't want to be a singer. I don't got them, and I don't got that, you know, rolling down the crib in the south, with my gun toted. I be in these streets. Because I don't really be in these streets, so I can't be no rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I can't rap like, ooh, I'm about that. Like, I be thugging, because I don't be thugging. So, but I am going to write a song. I am going to write a song for the algorithm. Clearly for the algorithm. Because you can't take away my love. Because as you can tell, I can't really sing like that either. But I did write a song. Woohoo! Yeah, I like to squeeze really. Like, I don't know if we here for that. I know you might not be here for it, clearly. But I want you to understand, clearly I ain't do it for you. Because like I said, you know, I'm still at that point where I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. Like, you benefit for the shit that I do for me. YouTube, algorithm, all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's not for you. It's for me at this point. Soon, later down the line, when, you know, there are millions and stans and haters and lovers and all that other good shit, then yes, your girl would be like, got my fans. I got my fans. I do this for my fans. I do this for my stans. I do this for my haters. I would like to take this moment to thank my stans, my haters, and my fans. You like squeeze? What the fuck is a stan? Stans are people that want to be like me. See, the stans ain't got nothing to do with the haters. And the haters don't got nothing to do with the fans. All of them is three different sets of people. And I don't stand it. You know, my stans will gonna love me regardless. AKA, might even be a couple of cents over there. You know, they don't see me doing no wrong. I does no wrong to the stans. To the stan factor, I am the god. Okay, to my fans, they be, you know, they be like, oh shit. Like, I be following you, but, you know, sometimes you be doing some fucked up shit. They're my fans, you know. My fans, my haters. And my haters, well, you know, clearly my haters gonna always hate. My haters gonna always hate. I can never do nothing right for my haters. My haters is like, oh my God, did you see the way she breathed? Did you see the way she yelled at her kid that day? Ooh, I cannot believe this shit. Goofy ass chick. Don't know why she's still on YouTube. And I'm over here like, cause you a hater. Ain't really going nowhere. Hater. Okay. Y'all like squeeze. I know this was a fuller. A filler. A puller, a chiller, a miller. Y'all already know. And with that being said, your girl is out. You know, do a this, do a that. Leave a comment down below. And if not, just do this, do that. You don't gotta give me your opinion. Maybe after watching this video, like, you know what, Squeeze, you be doing your thing. I don't got no opinion. I don't hate right now. I'm gonna wait till all the other haters come around. And then the stans be coming around. See how that pop off, and then, you know, I'll put my input in. Well, you do that. But you know what? You also need to subscribe so that all of the regulars can have me from you until you decide till there are enough stans and haters. And we out.